Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. Wow, this looks little. And we're actually going to be filming a video of me getting ready for no reason, because I'm gonna be using this palette right here, and I'm gonna see what look I can create it. What look I can create with this palette. Just because I'm not an expert in makeup, we're just gonna jump right in. The foundation that I'm using today is, wow, I didn't even put primer on. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream Moisturizer to make sure that my face is moisturized when I apply my primer. I just like having 2 layers of base before applying my foundation. After moisturizing my face, I'm using the Too Faced Hangover X 3-in-1 Primer and Setting Spray. I then went ahead and did a little bit of color correcting using the LA Girl Pro Conceal, using the green corrector to neutralize red tones and the orange corrector to neutralize dark tones.
I literally look horrific.
Now we are going to be using the Stila Stay All Day Concealer in the shade Golden 10, and I'm going to be using this concealer to blend with what I just color corrected on my face. I'm using the e.l.f. Selfie Ready Blending Perfector brush to make sure everything is blended out evenly. Now we're going to apply the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Creamy Beige under my eyes in little streaks. And I'm also applying this on what I just concealed with the Stila Stay All Day Concealer, just to give it a fuller coverage. Then I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Porcelain and layering it underneath my eyes for a highlighted effect, and then I'm going to be using the same e.l.f. brush to blend out the rest of the concealer. Once everything is blended in, I'm gonna go ahead with the Airspun Loose Face Powder and applying it with my Real Techniques makeup sponge to the areas where I applied my concealer, making sure that everything is set into place. I also then use a face brush to brush off the excess powder from setting my face. Now we're going to be applying the Stila Stay All Day Foundation in the shade Golden 10. I'm using the Ultimate Blending Brush from e.l.f. and I'm just blending and applying the foundation all over my face. I'm then reapplying the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Porcelain under my eyes just to give the brightening and highlighting effect that I want. Moving on to contour, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Chestnut. I'm applying this on the hollows of my cheeks. I'm also applying it on my forehead, on my jawline, and on the bridge of my nose, just to enhance and sculpt the structure of my face. I will be using the contouring brush from e.l.f. just to blend everything out and making sure everything is evenly distributed. We are then gonna lightly bake. I'm using the Real Techniques makeup sponge and applying the Airspun loose face powder on the sides of my nose, underneath the hollows of my cheeks, on my forehead, and then on my under eye as well too. And I'm gonna lightly brush it off once I'm done baking for a few seconds. Next up, we're going to be applying bronzer. I'm using the Hoola bronzer by Benefit and applying it on the areas where I contoured my face. Next up are the brows, so I'm combing my brows in an upward motion using a spoolie. I'm then gonna go ahead with the Gimme Brow in the shade Warm Deep Brown and just combing that through as well. Now we are going to go with the Precisely My Brow Pencil, also by Benefit in the shade Warm Deep Brown. And I'm just filling in strokes of hair, making sure my brows look a little fuller. Then also combing it out again with the spoolie. Moving on to the eyes, we're going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer and making sure that it's evenly spread out and it's applied all over our eyelids. After primer, I went ahead with the Airspun loose face powder and set the primer in place. To begin with the eyes, we're using the Tarte Spicy Beige palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Intense and applying it all over my lids. This is going to be my transition shade when I apply the rest of the shadows on. Now we're going to apply the shade Smoke Show in my inner crease and then apply the shade Caliente on my outer crease and blending those two together. Now blending it with the shade On Fire to my inner crease to enhance both the other two shadows. I'm then gonna reapply the shade Smoke Show on my inner crease to intensify the orangey look and creating that ombre effect. I'm now applying the shade Fierce on my lids and on my crease and blending it out, and then mixing it with the two shades Intense and Smoke Show to give it a more pigmented look. Further blending the rest of the shadows together to create that sunset ombre look. I applied my lashes off camera, but I used the Ardell Remy lashes, and now we are going to go ahead and apply the highlight. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit and mixing the shades Moonstone and Summer together just to create a very light look. Now we're gonna go ahead with lips. I'm using the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in the shade Pink Tea. This is a mini version. And then the e.l.f. Moisturizing Lipstick in the shade Bordeaux Beauty, and mixing those two together to create a very subtle look. I decided to apply a lip gloss. I'm using the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna in the shade Fussy. It's a shimmering pink gloss, and I felt like it was going to tie in the whole look together. To finish off this look, I used the Too Faced Hangover X 3-in-1 primer and setting spray to set everything in place. And there you have it. This is the final makeup look of my little Get Ready With Me quarantine edition. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys soon.